welcome to the newest installment of the Untitled Film Nerd Project. My name is Philip, and joining me as always is Giger.
Hello.
We're on week 2 of our 4-week holiday movie mini marathon. And for week 2, we watched Into the Dark, episode 3, Pooka. Before we get into it, spoiler warning now! If you want to avoid spoilers, skip ahead to the time code you see on the screen. Let's get into cast and crew rundown. This was directed by Nacho Vigalondo. Kind of a cool name.
Yes.
What's your name? Nacho Vigalondo. Just sounds all like badass and suave. What do you do? I'm a director. Ooh. He is the writer-director of a Mexican horror movie called Extraterrestrial. Also the writer-director of the letter A in ABCs of Death. A is for Apocalypse. He is the writer and director of Time Crimes, which I still need to see. And the writer and director of VHS Viral segment Parallel Monsters, which I actually did not mind.
Which one was that?
I think... Oh, spoiler warning now for VHS Viral. I think it was the one where... Have you seen Viral, right?
Yes.
I think it was the one where it's the parallel universe, but like one's hell, one's not.
Okay, that's what I was thinking.
I think that's it. I kind of like... If that's the one I'm thinking of, then I liked it.
And because I think that one was Spanish.
I thought it was pretty clever.
Yeah.
This was written by Gerald Olson, who was also a producer on this, and this was his second full-length movie that he's written. As for the cast, Wilson was Nyasha Hatendi. He has been in Replicas, The Frontrunner. He was a voice in Mass Effect Andromeda. Do you know a character name? I'm going to pronounce this wrong. I'm sorry. Jal Ama Darav?
I think so.
He's that one.
Okay.
So there you go. Melanie was Latarsha Rose. She was not listed on IMDb at all on the credits. I had to go to Wikipedia to find her. The only thing I recognized her in was The Hunger Games as Portia.
Okay.
Ty was Johnny Berryman. He's only had 7 acting gigs. He's a kid, so it's been mostly TV and one TV movie, but he's been in stuff such as The New Girl and the show This Is Us.
Okay.
Red, the neighbor, was Dale Dickey. She has been in Hell or High Water. She was in Possession of Michael King as Beverly. She was in True Blood for 12 episodes. And she was in Iron Man 3. And lastly, Finn, the producer, was John Daly. He's done a lot of vocal work, like in Archer, Family Guy, Bob's Burgers, American Dad. He was in Zoolander 2, unfortunately. And was in The Secret Life of Walter Mitty. And that's all I have for cast and crew, unless you have anyone else to add.
No, that's all I can think of.
Awesome. All right, let's get into our initial thoughts. This is the full disclosure to the audience. We normally record right after we watch the movie. This time we did not. We ended the movie so late that it was just too late for us to record. It's the next day, but I'm kind of glad. Because this is a fucking weird movie. And I think it's cool we had like
time to let it simmer.
20 hours or so to just kind of, because I think I finally figured it out, what's going on. Because I'm like, what in the name of David Lynch is this shit? Like, what the hell? But I think I got it. I think that Wilson is in hell and he's reliving the same moment over and over, like the same period of time over and over, and that Pooka is the devil. That's my theory.
Very interesting theory.
Because when I was going to, I already did the thumbnail. Since the cast wasn't all listed on IMDb, I had to kind of watch the credits, and they're spaced out. And I'm watching the intro, and I'm like, the intro of the movie started with him like on the ground, the way it was at the end, but then he like comes to on the couch. I think that's the start of his next loop. And then it ends with him on the pavement, looking at the Pooka thing that's repeating the line over and over. And I think then after the movie goes to black, I think he wakes up again on the couch and just starts all over again.
And your theory definitely explains Pooka's behavior.
It explains so much. Because if you don't go with this movie doesn't make a lot of sense. And I wasn't irritated by it at all. I was glad we were watching something interesting at least. And it had my attention. But there were some points I was like, even my mediocre moment could be retconned. But there were points I was just kind of like, huh? There's quite a few points where I was like, huh? And yeah, it ended, and I think you'd gone to bed, and I just sat there thinking about it. And then when I was grabbing the pics for the thumbnail, I was like, I think that's what this is. It would make sense also if the guy did the parallel one about hell in the parallel universe of hell. This could also be about hell, but like a recurring, kind of like what they do in American Horror Story.
Yeah.
Where you go to your own personal hell. So, initial thoughts, very interesting. Very confusing, if not, if my theory is wrong. But interesting take on the theory if my theory is true.
I definitely like your theory more.
Okay.
Because I at first just interpreted it as just simply as everything took place in his head
Okay.
at the car accident.
That could be the way they framed it with who the people in the car were, who the paramedics were.
However, your theory explains more, not so much as like the big giant Pooka's behavior, but the toys' behavior.
Right.
Because that was one of the hardest things that I had getting across, was trying to figure out how the hell this thing sold.
Yeah.
With that entire,
Yeah.
He could be naughty, he could be nice.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't know what parent is going to buy that shit.
Well, it looked like the fucking creepiest thing.
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't buy that.
So, your theory definitely explains that. And it explains so much of the framing and how people behaved. So, yeah, I totally dig your theory.
It explains the pacing and the editing. So, yeah.
The fire, the constant flames in the background.
Yeah. It was very much like a stage play. Like especially like the sirens and the fire, and with evil Pooka having the flames in its eyes. Yeah, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, it's kind of got to be that. I mean, your theory could be also. I thought about that as well. I was like, what if this is like his like dying moment? But he came to from that whole scenario, and then he saw the paramedics.
Yes.
So,
and also his entire behavior of like at the beginning was like he had no recollection of how he got there.
Yeah, like he was afraid he was running from something that caused pain. So I think that's what it was. All right, you want to get into our breakdowns?
Yes.
What was your favorite scene?
So once again, mine is actually going to be a combination of several scenes. You know how I like colors.
Yeah.
And this movie was full of a lot of colors, but overall, I think one of my favorite things was the transitions.
Okay.
Like even after he got the costume, when it shows him staring at the costume on his bed, and he picks up the head, and then all of a sudden he goes to put it on, and he's already wearing the full outfit. And then the different cutaways, him going from his apartment into the hallway, and the camera would cut through. Just a lot of those transitions I really liked. And then so much of the imagery, Pooka as an entity itself was really well designed.
Yeah, I'll agree.
And I really dug that. Then also going into your theory and how you mentioned stage play, how the other non-characters behaved. Also, Red was a very cool neighbor.
Yeah, I liked her a lot. Yeah, Red was very awesome.
Yeah.
I want Red as a neighbor, man.
Yeah.
She was cool. Also, side note, while I'm thinking about it, another thing that ties into my theory is repeating characters. I do believe that the people he took a picture of in the coffee shop in the beginning were the same people that he accosted on the sidewalk towards the end.
Oh, they were.
So, and I think they appeared one other time. I think. So
I know the dad, the one that beat the shit out of him, was one of the bystanders.
Yes. Yeah. That's it.
The at Red after Red had died, and then he was also one of the I think he was the dude being interviewed by the news reporter after the fall of Pooka.
Which would make sense that he would his own personal hell would be filled with the same people.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I don't know if I had like a favorite scene. I thought it was really just interestingly shot. It's gonna sound really just I guess gross or dirty of me.
The masturbation scene?
Yeah, when he was jacking off with the Pooka head, only because of the way it was shot.
Yes.
It was like these red Christmas lights that were branching off.
And it just turned into like a universe of red Christmas lights.
Yeah, it looked really cool. I liked the Christmas tree lot scene towards the end when he was hunting the other Pooka with the axe, and I was like all fire in the background. Like it had that really like Suspiria vibe with the colors.
Yeah.
Where they were exaggerated, like when he was in the house and he saw the light siren lights, the red and blue lights.
Oh yeah, I liked that a lot.
And then looked outside and there was nothing. So it's just stuff like that. There's not like one oh my god scene, but like stuff like that I thought was really cool. All right, what was your holy shit moment?
Holy shit moment was probably like when Pooka took him over and he went and attacked Red.
Yeah.
Just because, poor Red. And then, it just immediately goes to him freaking out. Then him knocking on her door, and she's just like, "Hey, buddy."
I was like, "Oh, you're okay. What the fuck is going on?"
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna echo those sentiments. The masturbation scene, I guess, could have been a holy shit moment, but it was more him attacking Red, or whatever, attacking Red, and then her just being okay. Because then I'm just, what is going on? Okay, you weird movie, you. So yeah, I'll agree with you on that one. All right, if any, mediocre moment.
There were a few.
Okay.
You actually cleared up one of my number one ones, and that was just the well, you actually cleared up almost all of them. Like, part of my mediocre moment was how the hell this toy sold with that commercial.
Yeah.
I like, Pooka's dancing around, then all of a sudden Pooka's setting something on fire.
Have you seen the movie Clown?
Yes.
Did you get I got a Clown meets Halloween 3 Season of the Witch vibe?
Oh yeah, totally. Except I like this more than Clown.
Ooh, okay.
I wasn't a big fan of Clown, but that was part of it. And then also when I initially thought, it was just everything took place in his head, I was going to say that I always feel kind of cheated by the Wizard of Oz endings.
Yeah, yeah.
But, again, your theory doesn't make me feel cheated.
There you go.
So, yay. Yours?
I guess at first, I had another, this is kind of like in the same vein of like my theory kind of retcon, like I said earlier, it kind of retcons my mediocre moment. The time jumps were really fucking weird to me, and I thought it was a little try hard at first, very David Lynch. It was like a very low key Lynch meets Kubrick kinda, but not nearly as masterful as either one. And then you throw in some Argento in there, as we said. But it was just the time jumps at first I didn't care for. Like, oh, it's nighttime. Okay, oh, okay. It's daytime now. Okay. What the fuck? Weren't you just on the ground getting beaten up? Like,
oh, weeks have passed.
Yeah, what the hell? What is it? Yeah, this movie was just, what is going on? The movie. But again, if my theory is correct, then it all makes sense. So,
one more mediocre moment that I had.
Okay.
Was when all the people were outside the shop complaining about Pooka. And they were like, all that he keeps on saying is this stupid phrase, and they go to the phrase, and Pooka's whatever he's saying was so garbled.
Yeah.
I couldn't understand. What the hell was they? What was it?
I was hoping you caught that, because I did not either. I have in my notes. Let me find it. I said, what the fuck is it repeating? Okay. If any, LOL moment.
Just a lot of, well, it's probably going to be that fucking commercial.
That was so Season of the Witch.
Yes.
with annoying song included that they played over and over. My LOL moment was the scene you referenced earlier where the people were complaining about the toys. And they were like, this is bullshit. This is bullshit. And there's like kids there. I was like, dude, there's kids right there. And then it cut away so fast because the kids were starting to bitch. It sounded like they were going, that's bullshit. I think I'm wrong. I think I just imagined that. But it just, in my imagination land, it made me laugh. That
would have been awesome.
Yeah. All right, those are all for our breakdowns. Anything else I'd like to add? You want to go to my notes?
Notes is fun.
Philip's notes are not very long. I wrote, before we knew what her name was, I wrote, Dear Intercom Lady, that dude could be anyone. Like, I think I just go to New York and be like, hey, I'm your neighbor, let me in. Thanks. Where do I live now? I said that he had the weirdest audition ever.
Yeah.
That was weird. It was a little uncomfortable. When he was first meeting Red, I said that this was a modern day Harold and Maude, which I would have been so fucking down for. And then they said, it's a cute, friendly little teddy bear. I said, that's a fucking teddy bear?
Yeah.
Fucking alien bullshit's that. Then later on, when Wilson is with Melanie, she says, I don't want to talk about him, referring to her ex. And I was like, then don't bring him up. Oh, and then another callback mediocre thing. Like the watery mannequin scene with the watery shit, and then the tree with the watery shit. I get that was supposed to be a representation of something. And if it's his personal hell, it's supposed to mean something.
Like, now with your new theory, I just kind of consider it as, that's hell shit, so.
Yeah, that's what's going on here? Just hell shit. Don't worry about it. Just hell shit.
It happens.
Yeah. Madison's still ringing up nasty crock pots. It's just hell shit. And then when he grabbed the axe, I wrote, oh no. Because you were waiting for him to kill Melanie too, right?
Yep.
By accident? Yeah. I was like, oh, don't kill. I was like, please don't kill her and the kid. Please don't kill her and the kid. This also could have been kind of a favorite scene. I liked how the look at all the pretty lights from the beginning. It was the last thing the mom said to the son. At the end. I thought that was so cool. It was very powerful. Pooka caught her last words to her son and just kept repeating them. And I said, at the end, I said, this is David Lynch's Christmas Story. So
I love that concept.
Now I actually really want that. I want David Lynch's Christmas Story.
Yes.
And those are all for my notes. Anything else you'd like to add? You want to go to final thoughts?
Final thoughts is fine.
All right. Check this out.
Yeah.
This was fun. Weird, but fun. And this director has a fascination with hell, so I'm going with that. And yeah, I'd recommend it. I'd say watch 1, skip 2, watch 3.
I'd say that anytime you can describe a movie as David Lynch's Christmas Story, it's definitely worth a watch. Yeah. So
yeah.
I concur with all that. It was highly entertaining. I didn't feel bored.
Not at all.
And as Pooka said, look at all the pretty colors.
Yeah, which I know you like.
All
right, well, that takes care of final thoughts. But before we go, as it pertains to Pooka, what did we learn?
I learned that a hell being governed by a giant 10-foot tall fucked up bear still might not be as creepy as a Furby.
Yeah, I will completely agree with that. Yes, very much so. I learned, are you ready for it? Pooka's weird. Pooka's crazed, Pooka hits kids in the face. Run away if Pooka's near you. That's what I learned.
Very well done.
Thank you, sir. Well, that wraps up this episode. Thank you for listening. If you've seen Pooka, I really want to know what you thought of in the comments below. I really want to know what other people thought of this. This is such a weird, interesting movie. So if you've seen it, let us know down below. If you like the video, please hit the like button, share it with your friends or cool people who might dig the Vizcast. And please subscribe to the channel, including hitting that notification bell to stay up to date on the newest content. Speaking of, next week will be monumental for TJ. So monumental for TJ, like people don't even understand. We are going to be doing for week 3, Black Christmas, the original. I've never seen it. I know vaguely what it's about, but I don't really know specifics. And you've been wanting me to watch this forever.
Yes.
And you love this movie.
Yes,
So
actually, me and my close circle of friends every year, every Christmas, we all get together and watch Black Christmas together.
yeah, so I will be popping my Black Christmas cherry.
Hmm.
And we should have a very interesting discussion because it's been so hyped up that we'll see. I'm going into it with a lot of hope. So here's hoping.
Yes.
So until then, once again, my name is Philip.
And I'm TJ.
And we'll return next week to talk about Black Christmas. Goodbye.
Bye.